Welcome to your 2021 BMW X6M Competition. The big smile up front is because I just love the way the X6M Competition drives. It is so fast. It is great around corners and twists and turns, and the straight line power is just equally wonderful. So yes, this does share the same engine as the X5M Competition, as well as the M5 Competition. So we'll go through engine specs, driving dynamics, outside, which is really, really cool, the way BMW Canada has spec'd this, and then we'll look at the inside, and that should take care of this whole review. So under the hood, it's their 4.4 liter twin turbo V8, 617 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, all through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, BMW's website, sorry, BMW Canada's website, because that's where I am, says the X6M Competition will do the 0 to 100 sprint in 3.8 seconds. Great numbers, just wow. Interestingly, as a quirk, under the X6M, the non-competition, it says it will also do the 0 to 100 sprint in 3.8 seconds, despite having 17 less horsepower. Same torque figures, but for anyone who's on the site and they're like, well, was that a typo or is that a wrong number? Nope, it's the way it is. So X6M Competition, X6M, will have the same 0 to 100 time, and it's so fast. It is so quick. As far as daily driving dynamics go, no, I haven't taken it to a track. I'm not allowed to take it for a track, but what it's been used for me, just kind of running around town, a couple of longer-ish trips. It's been fun, it's been powerful, it's been tame when it needs to be, and then when I jump on the M1, M2 buttons to really open it up, lightning fast response. The gear changes are so accurate and precise. The smoothness has a bit of an asterisk, because yes, this is a high-performance luxury SUV. It's got smooth power delivery, but the ride is a little rough. It's still refined, but these massive wheels and the suspension make it, not as soft as let's just say a regular X6. Never mind the M, and never mind the M Competition as well. So if you want something softer, a little more supple, drop the M and the M Competition and just go for the X6, which is a great vehicle in its own regard. And easily configure your M1 and M2 buttons. You just go into your infotainment, hit the home screen, you hit car. Right at the top, second from the top is your M menu, and you just tap on that, and then far left and then just to the right of that is configure M1, configure M2, and you just kind of go through it, do what you want, whether it's the engine, transmission, chassis, steering, brake, dynamic steering, stability control, or your MX drive. You configure it how you want it. You get it nicely tuned up. Let's do a quick acceleration test. Everything is in its simplest of forms. Nothing moving. And that's just plain. No sport modes activated, no M1, no M2. It is just, that's what happens out of the box. And it's crazy good. Let's activate M2, so everything's heightened, Sport plus Sport plus Sport. And let's take a look and a listen. Yep, that's that is so much fun. It really, really is. Taking a look outside, you'll notice there is no gloss paint. BMW calls it their frozen black. You can call it matte black, flat black, whatever you want. But this has a very, very intimidating look to it. Everything's blacked out. There's a couple of tiny bits of color here. But if I saw this in my rearview mirror, I'd be like, I should probably move out of the way. It's just so aggressive looking, and it's just, I'm generally not a fan of matte black paint. This might be my only exception. Just the way it looks, the massive black wheels and just everything blacked out, it looks so beautiful, and not elegant, but just aggressive and sharp, and it looks mean. I know the X6 shape isn't for everybody. Some people want to have more headroom for their rear passengers. They want more cargo space. And some of us want to have that sloped roof and that really aggressive coupe-looking style for their SUVs. So I will say that there are a lot more X5s in all their iterations on the road as opposed to the X6s. And I believe the figure I saw is the X5 outsold the X6 5-1. But there's still people buying the X6. I still see them on the road. I haven't seen an X6M competition yet, maybe because it's so new. Taking a look inside, it is classic BMW, which means it's very well laid out. The fully digital dashboard, the iDrive system, the rotary controller, everything laid out by the gear shift. It is just so well done, and there's no mucking around. There's no guesswork in any of your buttons. You know what everything does. It's ergonomically perfect to me. And I've said it for a while, it's the leader as far as logic goes when you're trying to cycle through your infotainment system without touching it. It comes nowhere close to any of the trackpads or touchpads. The iDrive system stands out to me as the best in the industry, luxury or non-luxury, hands down. The seats are incredibly comfortable because they have the right amount of bolstering in all the right spots and the right amount of support. It's got the cool X6M logo in the headrest itself. It's got the thigh extender, and the way BMW Canada has spec'd this, they say it's orange, I call it red. You let me know what you think it is as far as what your eye sees, but it adds a lot of color here. Panoramic sunroof really opens things up, especially with a black headliner, black A-pillar here as well. But just I love the look of the interior. There's just enough red without it being really overpowering. And still X5, X6 look here, pretty much the same. Again, your infotainment system is slightly angled towards the driver for a little more ease of use instead of, kind of looking at it an extra couple of degrees with your eyes. Just a quick shift to the right and then back to your what's ahead of you. You have the optional heads-up display. They have their Sky Lounge, which is the LEDs in the sunroof, which I think is cool. I hope more vehicles come with that. I hope the popularity, I wasn't even a word. I hope the popularity of them increases because it's just such a cool, awesome piece of technology. Quick touch on fuel consumption before we wrap things up. It's an 83-liter fuel tank, and you got to put the good stuff in. And our figures in liters per 100 kilometers, 17.9 on the city streets, 13 even on the highway, and our blended total comes out to 15.7. I don't think that's going to make a difference as far as a buying decision to anybody who's looking for an X6M competition. You're buying this for the performance, for the speed, for the handling, for all of the strong and terrific driving dynamics. But it's what I put in every review, so this one shouldn't be any different. Final thoughts on the X6M competition. Its biggest threat is the X5M competition. As of the end of August 2021, this goes for $133,000 starting price, and the X5M goes for $130,000. So yeah, it's $3,000, but with a base price over $100,000, does that $3,000 really make a difference? And it's really going to come down to who rides with you in the X5M or X6M competition. If you need the extra height for your passengers, and you want the extra cargo space, and you need the extra cargo space for whatever it is, the X5M competition should be the way you're leaning. If you don't necessarily have to hinge your decision on who's in the rear seats or your cargo space, now it's not a big drop between the X5M and the X6M, but there's still a noticeable difference. That's going to wrap it up for the 2021 BMW X6M competition. If you got any questions on the vehicle, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to get you answers as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to tell somebody about the channel who you think might be interested in exactly what it is that I do. Until I see you in the next review, be well, be healthy, be safe.